Hey, good morning. It is Saturday, January 31st. Longest January, like ever, even more than last year. This is energy for the week starting tomorrow, Sunday, February 1st, through next Saturday, February 7th. Real quickly, first I want to say thank you, everybody who happened to see my video yesterday and comment on my video yesterday, because my main hope that I did not say in that video, but turned out to be exactly what we got, is a running list of comments of other women who look like me, who are on the right side of history. And if you have a difficult time finding good community physically near you, this is where you can find some community in an online space. We see you, we stand with you. And that was exactly my hope, was that we would find the right YT women to be together with each other and to show that we support you. That being said, I had a meditation yesterday, very scattered all over the place, had a really hard time quieting my mind. My body was deeply vibrational, way into meditation, but my mind wouldn't quiet. In the midst of those moments, though, I got teeny little drops that didn't come from my mind spinning that I took note of. One of which was, it came up as February 6th, feeling important, but then it went 3 through 6. So heightened energy one way or another for those days to look to see, what's happening in the outside world. And I give you those dates not just to go, oh, something's going to happen here, but for you to have some preparation to help settle your nervous system, come back to your center, to find ways of grounding, to hold your consciousness, to be ready for what may come those days, so that you please do those kinds of exercises. Look people up on here, find yourself a therapist yourself if you need one, because you're having a hard time finding that regulation, so that you can have preparation, not anxious anticipation. So please, always go into, really, we kind of all need a little bit of extra help here and there right now, if not more, right? So it's for the idea of being prepared. So 6th, and then it went 3 through 6. So I don't know if that means, I didn't clearly get that it meant that it was a building energy to the 6th, but the 6th seemed primarily highlighted with those coming in. The other thing that kind of popped in out of nowhere that made no sense with where my brain was going, because most of it kind of had like more personal themes behind it, with the spinning thoughts and all, was the theme song to Curb Your Enthusiasm, and the way that like a nonsense circus kind of feel. But the way that it happened was, it showed up like this. It showed up like watching a video of somebody like toppling, like falling or stumbling, or some sort of like losing, toppling was kind of the way it felt. And then it would like freeze mid topple, and that song started playing. I'm just telling you how it came in. So we'll just put that out there. So then for today specifically, I did have a general sense of the feeling that the energy this coming week once again has the signature behind it that could lead people into a feeling of anxiety. And that is another reason why I am wanting to try to give you information so that you have the capacity to prepare yourself, center yourself, ground yourself. I have a couple videos. Actually, I'll add them to my healing playlist. I don't think I did that yet. I don't have a lot in the way of playlists, but that way, if you need to go find a way to ground or a way to center, you have some to go find. Again, just search people here. I'll try to give you a couple little tips at the end of this video too, of things that have also worked for me. in settling anxiety when it comes in, so that we can kind of regulate our breath and bring our heart rate down, and things like of that nature. I feel like there was something else. Give me a moment. Yes. Okay. This, I cannot say that the way that this came in gave me a sense of definitely being for this week, but something to just be aware of and look out for at some point here before long. It started almost as if I was having like an internal kind of like, you know how you have those internal discussions as if you're having a discussion with another person? It was kind of like, you know, like winning arguments in the shower kind of moment. But it had to do with like biblical things and Christ-like teachings. And then all of a sudden it changed from that into a grander sense of some sort of, the way that it was a loud conversation. And I'm loud, I mean, I feel like energetically, rather than, I don't know, there could be like actual loud voices, I don't know, but loud energetically conversation, like with the battle kind of feel about white Christian nationalism. So it lends me to the sense of seeing something very loudly, publicly shown that has to do with that type of movement, or people who are deeply backing that and who want that in this country. So just be on the lookout for something. Like I said, I did not get a definitive sense that it was for this week, but somewhat soon coming up. Very loud, prominent, public discussion, conversation, something regarding Christian nationalism, like from people who are backing that as the movement that they want. Okay, some other things that have helped, either that I have seen from professionals or that my therapist very specifically had given me last year, to help settle the vagus nerve, because that vagus nerve running from, you know, the two occipital bones back here, or not occipital, that's an orbital. I don't know, orbital. Anyway, I forget the anatomy at the moment. These bones here. Okay, let's try that again. At the base of the skull there, where there's those two notches on either side, and then it dips in the middle. On those notches, take 2 fingers, place it like just to the side, like barely to the side of one of those notches, and push gently. It's almost like a really nice scalp massage, to be honest. And you do that for 30 seconds one direction, and then, like, so say this is the notch, you push one direction for 30 seconds and then pull the other direction for 30 seconds. You do that on this side, pushing and pulling, and then you do the other side, pushing and pulling. This is where that vagus nerve initiates and attaches here. So that helps to calm that. Another one is this, where the xiphoid process is, so like where your rib cage comes to meet with your sternum, and right, that notch right underneath there. If you just take knuckles and put some pressure there, if you're in a moment of you feel your heart racing and you feel very anxious and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't breathe, you know, and you're trying to settle the vagus nerve, regulate the nervous system so that you can then start breathing and being able to take action and not falling into those fight, flight, fawn, or freeze. Knuckles into that soft spot right below where the rib cage meets at the sternum, and just hold it. I think it was for 30 or more seconds. It settles your heart rate down and your breathing down like immediately. And after that, I also personally like to make sure that I'm breathing into my belly. Your diaphragm will push down. When you breathe in, breathe into your belly first, and then let the lungs expand so that you're not breathing all the way up here, okay? So those are just a couple other tips and tricks that very personally help me, that I have found from professionals or have been given specifically by professionals, to kind of come out of those 4 Fs so that you can move forward and take action when you need to. So thank you, everybody. We'll see you soon.